नमस्ते, आई एम साक्षी त्यागी फ्रॉम केडी हॉस्पिटल। आपका स्वागत करती हूँ पेंडेमिक डायरीज में। आज मेरे साथ सीनियर कंसल्टेंट डॉक्टर स्नेहल पटेल मौजूद हैं। मैम, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत करती हूँ।
थैंक यू सो मच साक्षी
जी मैम, आज हम चर्चा करेंगे कोविड-19 बच्चों में किस तरीके से उनके स्वास्थ्य पे असर डालता है और किस तरीके से हम उस चीज़ को मैनेज कर सकते हैं। सो मैम, हम चाहते हैं कि आपका क्या इस पर राय रहेगा, इस बारे में हम चर्चा करेंगे।
श्योर
जी मैम, मेरा पहला सवाल है कि कोविड क्या बच्चों में पाया जाता है?
यस सो इफ यू सी फर्स्ट वेव ऑफ द कोविड पेंडेमिक्स in which most of the adults were being affected and kids were behaving just like as asymptomatic carriers. They did not develop most of the complications or symptoms. But in the second wave, in 2021 wave, we are finding that so many kids are getting affected and they do develop symptoms, and some of the kids are getting serious too. So yes, the second wave is hitting the kids population as well.
ओके डॉक्टर स्नेहल, हम जानना चाहते हैं कि बेबीज़ में किस तरीके के सिम्टम्स देखने में मिलते हैं। क्या ये न्यूनेट बेबीज़ में भी हमें देखने को मिलते हैं?
यस सो इन द सेकेंड वेव इज़ हीटिंग ऑल एज ग्रुप। न्यूनेट से लेके एडोलेसेंट एज ग्रुप में सब बेबीज़ में हम लोग ये सिम्टम्स देखने को मिलते हैं। मोस्ट प्रीडोमिनेंट सिम्टम्स आर हाई ग्रेड पर्सिस्टेंट फीवर। कई बच्चों को कंटिन्यूसली फीवर रहता है, सर्दी खांसी होती है, लूज मोशंस होते हैं। समटाइम्स दे डू प्रेजेंट विथ कफ एंड रेस्पिरेटरी डिस्ट्रेस, ब्रेथलेसनेस के साथ में भी प्रेजेंट करते हैं। इन एडोलेसेंट एज ग्रुप, जो एज ग्रुप 10 to 13 ईयर्स वाला है, वो यूजुअली प्रेजेंट करता है ब्रेथलेसनेस और कोविड न्यूमोनिया के सिम्टम्स के साथ में। एंड द न्यूनेट्स हु आर स्मॉलर बेबीज लेस देन 1 year ऑफ एज, they do present to us in the form of lethargy, not feeling well, persistent high grade fever, excessive crying secondary to abdominal pain or any other symptoms. And this age group are more vulnerable. I would say 1 to 10 years of age group is relatively spared group for complications. They usually have upper respiratory tract kind of an infection and they do well. But the age group less than 1 year and more than 10 years have more complications, which has been seen in this second wave of pandemic. So yes, neonates are also being affected, and some of the kids also present with the convulsions. So this is a newer symptom. So I would ask parents to be vigilant for any kind of a abnormal movement in their babies.
ओके मैम, मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या बच्चों में एडमिशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है क्या?
Yes. So I would say 70 to 80% of the kids do well on OPD based treatment. I am connected to my patients with video calling and all, but if I feel if there is a red sign, I do explain to the parents that if there is any of the red sign, then please do come and consult us. And some of the cases in which the oxygen level of the baby is getting down, if they are feeling breathlessness, if there is a persistent fever, and in those babies whose inflammatory markers are way high, and the baby who is coming with the convulsions to us, all these babies do require an admission and proper management.
ओके मैम, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स जानना चाहेंगे कि किस तरीके का ट्रीटमेंट, लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट क्या रहता है न्यूनेट्स बेबीज़ में, एडोलसेंट बेबीज़ में। आप किस तरीके से उनको हैंडल करते हैं?
So most of the kids, like who have a very mild symptoms in a form of cough, cold and a low grade fever can be managed with a simple paracetamol and a supportive treatment. I would request parents do not rush for the over the counter drugs and do not go for the particular proforma of the drugs which is available in the form of azithromycin and doxycycline and ivermectin. Please do not use all these kinds of drugs. They have no role in pediatric age group, so please do not go for all these kinds of a drug. I would ask parents to keep the child well hydrated, give a nutritious feeding, multivitamin supplements would be prescribed by the doctor, and continue with supportive medications in the form of paracetamol and all to alleviate the symptoms. In the kids with the lung involvement and who require admission because of the COVID pneumonia, in some of the cases we have used the remdesivir as a treatment of choice, and the kids who are having breathlessness sometimes do need an oxygen therapy, may require a BiPAP or a ventilatory care as per the lung involvement in them.
ओके मैम व्हाट आर द पैरामीटर्स कि बेबी को हमें एडमिशन की रिक्वायरमेंट लग रहा है, सो हम उसको किस तरीके से जज करेंगे? समटाइम्स हम देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स इमीडिएटली उनको हल्का सा भी बेबी को लगता है कि हल्का सा भी उसको फीवर है या कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम लगता है तो वो इमीडिएटली एडमिशन के लिए आते हैं, तो उसमें आपका क्या सजेशन है मैम?
I would request parents for avoiding unnecessary admissions. Most of the time in kids, as I said, 70 to 80% of kids do well on supportive medication and on home care. So there is no need of unnecessary admissions. But yes, if the child is having persistent high grade fever, which is lasting for more than 5 days, and reappearance of a fever that is again very high grade, any fever which is associated with rash, if the child is absolutely lethargic and do not take a feed, the child's urine output is dropping, and the child is having any symptoms like is not responding to the parents' command or to the environment, that all suggests that the child is general condition has been sinking, and at that point of time the parent should bring them to the hospitalization for the hospitalization and admission.
ओके मैम, बहुत सारे लोगों के मन में ये सवाल है कि कुछ फीमेल्स जो प्रेग्नेंट होती हैं उसमें कोविड पॉजिटिव अगर वो पाई जाती हैं या फिर वो डिलीवर करती हैं, तो उस केसेस में क्या बच्चे को कोविड होने के चांसेस हैं? और इन केस बेबी को कोविड होता है पोस्ट डिलीवरी, सो उसको आप कैसे मैनेज करते हैं?
Yes, Sakshi. So we are at KD Hospital, delivering lot many COVID positive women nowadays. Yes, there is a definite risk of the baby to get infected from the mother vertically, that is direct transmission from the mother to the baby through the womb, and horizontally as well, I mean through the nasal secretions and respiratory secretions. So there is a definite risk the baby can get a COVID infection from the mother. Now the scenario is two types. If the mother is stable when the baby delivers, we do a COVID RT-PCR test of the baby, and if the baby is stable enough and the mother is stable, we usually hand over the baby to the mother and encourage the mother for the breastfeeding and ask her to wear a mask and keep proper COVID etiquette to take care of the baby. And most of the kids, neonates, do well. Some of the babies, where the mother is unstable and mother is requiring either an ICU care and all, we keep the baby with us, and we do a primary management and supportive. We do give a primary supportive care. If the baby is stable, we will hand over the baby to one of the caretaker who is COVID negative. But mother is also serious, or mother is like unstable, and the baby is unstable and who is requiring a ICU care. In those cases, there would be a proper NICU care which has been given to the babies. Nowadays, what is happening because of the COVID, usually seen in the any of the trimester. So some of the babies are being delivered prematurely. So those premature babies actually require a premature NICU care rather than a COVID care in total.
ओके मैम, बहुत सारे लोगों के मन में ये सवाल है कि इन केस मदर अगर पॉजिटिव होती है, वो घर पर है, क्या वो अपने बच्चे को ब्रेस्ट फीड दे सकती है? और इन केस ब्रेस्ट फीड के साथ साथ बेबी का केयर किस तरीके से हैंडल किया जाए? सो आप प्लीज़ उस पर हमें थोड़ा सा एडवाइस दीजिए कि किस तरीके से उस चीज़ को मैनेज किया जाए एट होम।
So breastfeeding should be continued for any of the babies whose mother is being COVID positive. There is no role of stopping the breastfeeding and isolating the baby, not at all. So already you have infected the baby when you are in a incubation phase of the COVID. So baby would be already infected even though the baby is not showing any of the symptoms. But I would advise mother to continue breastfeeding. That will transmit the antibodies from her to the baby, and that will give a protection to the baby against the COVID. But at the same time, she has to take care that she has to wear a mask, she has to maintain a proper hand hygiene and proper etiquettes to prevent the continuous transmission of infection to the baby. That kid should be taken care of. But yes, baby should be kept with the mother can breastfeed the baby. Okay.
मैम, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स के ये सवाल मेरे पास आए हैं कि इन केस मदर फादर दोनों अगर पॉजिटिव आते हैं तो उस केस में बेबी को अगर कोई गार्जियन की रिक्वायरमेंट है तो क्या वो अपने किसी रिलेटिव या कहीं बेबी को छोड़ सकते हैं क्या?
See, this is the most common mistakes the parents do. When they themselves are detected COVID positive, what they do is they are sending the babies to their grandparents' place. So most of the time, as I said you, in kids, the COVID is a very minor infection and usually goes like an upper respiratory tract infection. But the grandparents are at a high risk age group. They can contract a very severe disease from the kids. So I would request parents not to send the kids to the grandparents tested positive. They can keep the baby children kids with them and take care of the kids at their home only.
मैम बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स के मेरे पास सवाल आए हैं कि इन केस बेबी कोविड से नेगेटिव हो जाता है तो RT-PCR उनको कब कराने की रिक्वायरमेंट है या फिर पॉजिटिव बेबी है और कितने टाइम ड्यूरेशन के बाद उसको चेक कराने की ज़रूरत है?
Okay, so if the baby is COVID positive, has taken a proper supportive treatment and is not having any fever, asymptomatic, playing well, eating well, there is no need to repeat COVID RT-PCR test.
Okay.
Normally the babies are, or all the adults as well, would be non-infectious after 9th or 10th day of illness. You do not need to prove the negativity by COVID RT-PCR because sometimes it would be like that the child would be alright and not having any COVID symptoms, but the COVID RT-PCR may detect a dead virus in the body and then the report may come positive, right? So that will unnecessarily add anxiety to the parents, right? So unnecessary, there is no need to repeat a COVID RT-PCR. I would say for adults as well, it is not required except for the corporate or office purposes. When they have to join back to the office, they need to present a report of COVID negative. Otherwise, it is not required.
मैम बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स का ये भी सवाल है कि कब तक हमें बेबी का टेक केयर करना है कोविड नेगेटिव आने के बाद भी, कब तक उसके टेक केयर की रिक्वायरमेंट है?
So yes, this is very important question, Sakshi. So normally when the baby has been detected positive or any of the family member has been detected positive and the baby is having symptoms, we have treated the baby is doing well. If the fever reappears in the second week, that is an alarming sign. So at that point of time, the parents need to take a doctor's advice and some of the tests which are inflammatory markers that needs to be done in the kid. The third thing is when the fever reappears after 4 to 5 weeks of the COVID infection. The actual age, this thing is 3 to 6 weeks में कभी भी बच्चों को fever reappear हो, and if the fever is associated with the rash over the body, if there is an abdominal pain or loose motion, if the child is absolutely lethargic, so this condition is called as an MIS-C in medical language, that is called as multi-system inflammatory syndrome of childhood. That usually happens secondary to an antibody reaction of the COVID. Normally after the COVID infection, when the antibodies are being produced at 4 or 6 weeks of illness, sometimes this antibody do go very high and damage the immune system of the babies. That is seen in 2% of the age group, but sometimes if it is not picked up on time, it would be very, very severe. In the first wave, we had seen so many MIS-C kids and who had come with a very bad state in a form of severe hypotensive shock and organ damage, Some of the kids, they require dialysis as well. Some of the kids require ventilatory care and all. So I would ask the parent, if the child is being out of the COVID, please do observe for any reappearance of fever, especially fever with the rash and abdominal pain. Do not ignore, please see a pediatrician.
डॉक्टर स्नेहल, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स के मन में बहुत सारे डाउट्स हैं कि किस तरीके से उनको अपने बच्चों की टेक केयर करनी चाहिए, और इस पेंडेमिक सिचुएशन में आप क्या सजेशन देते हैं कि पेरेंट्स को किस तरीके से सब चीज़ों को मैनेज करके अपने बच्चों को सेफ रखना है?
Yes. So this is a very important thing to discuss, Sakshi. Basically, what is happening is parents are getting too much panic after seeing continuous news about the parents and listening the news that one or other relative is getting expired secondary to COVID. They constantly remain in that panic situation, and kids are constantly observing this panic situation at home as well. They are also exposed to the TV news throughout the day when the parents are seeing that. So I would advise parents to stop the news channel for a while. I would advise rather to see the news channel for a particular period of a time in a day. Not a constant update is required to pour in the minds of the kids or them as well. That will reduce the panic state at home. Second is now the kids are at home, they are more of the online classes, and what I have observed over 1 year is my all patients have jumped their weight to at least 8 to 10 kg, and this is especially I'm seeing in the age group from 5 to 8 year school age group children's. So that is a remarkable weight gain which we are seeing. I would say this is a pandemic of obesity in the kids, because they are having online classes, they are not going out, there's no physical activity of them. So I would advise parents to get involved them in yoga or a kind of a family exercise to reduce the stress and to have a good family time with each other. And the second thing I would advise to take care of kids with proper hydration, multivitamin supplements if you want to give, you can give, or a nutritious diet would also be enough to prevent. And SMS should be followed, as is social distancing, M is mask, and the next S is a sanitization. So proper sanitization should be managed.
थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर स्नेहल,
Thank you.
हमारे साथ इतनी सारी इम्पॉर्टेंट जानकारी शेयर करने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच मैम।
Thanks a lot, Sakshi. It was nice talking to you.
सेम हियर मैम।